Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it is lovely to see you today. In this video we're talking about reclaiming our witchcraft when we've been taking a little break from it, getting back into those good routines and good practices. So if you're in that position, grab that cup of tea, let's get to it. So the first thing I want to say is that it's okay to take a break. It's okay to feel like you can't do your magic, you can't get into your witchcraft. You feel like you need to take a step back, and it could be for any number of reasons, from your mental health to your physical health. It could be work's a bit crazy, family's driving you mad, things are different, you're on holiday. There could be unlimited reasons why you feel like you can't connect to your witchcraft, and that is quite okay. It's alright to take a little break. I have been during September, so I thought we'd have a little talk about it today. You know I always love to be open and honest here on the channel. So if you like open, honest conversations and you are new here, don't forget you can click the Don't forget, if you're new here, you can click the subscribe button to become part of the butterfly family. We would absolutely love to have you come join us, and don't forget to leave me a cheeky like and a comment, as it helps my channel to grow. But let's get to it, shall we? So the first thing I want to say is that, so let's be honest, September was hard. September was hard for a lot of us, and I'm from talking to people just around me, either online or in person. September's been a difficult month, and I think it's that change in seasons, that changing over, that change in tide, that sometimes can make it so that you feel a disconnect. And that can happen at work, it can happen with your family members, with friends, it can just happen in whatever situation. And to me, it happened with my magic. I definitely did not feel called to my altar at all. I didn't feel any connection to it. It was like it wasn't my altar anymore. This is not my space. I don't want to be here. It was really strange feeling, and I kept feeling really guilty about it. I wasn't lighting my candles for my gods. I wasn't praying that much. I was not spending much time reading books or looking at videos for witchcraft. I just felt like it needed to rest for a little bit. And I did feel that guilt that I should be there every day, I should be doing this stuff every day, this is what I should be doing. And then I paused and I really had a look at my gods and goddesses and how much they call for honesty and how much they call for honouring where you are. And I started to think about that and think about how I'm not feeling this. I need to honour where I am right now. And we all need to do that instead of always feeling like we're a step ahead of ourselves. And I think a lot of us can really understand what I'm saying when I say that. What I mean is, a lot of the time we're looking ahead. We're looking at the things we want to achieve, the things we want to learn, the things we want to do. And we forget to look at the now. We forget that mindfulness. That is such a big part of my own practice, and the intention of the now. The intention of being in the season that you're in and being the person that you are today. So important, so important. And reclaiming who you are and being in that place that you are now is so important. And that is why I stopped. I stopped feeling bad. I stopped looking at my altar like, oh, I'm a terrible person. I started really looking at the lessons that I needed to learn right now and just really being in the moment. And that is so important, to just be who you are right now. But that doesn't mean you can't look ahead. It doesn't mean the witchcraft is no longer for you. It doesn't mean that you've got to completely change everything. I started reading a book that I'm going to do a review of next week, and I found this whole section of it that was about how if you feel stagnant in your craft, it can be time to look at your altar, to take everything down, to rearrange everything, to freshen up your space. And it really resonated with me. And about the same time that I read that book, I also had a conversation with my mom. Now we live in my mom's house. We moved in with her to look after her and to keep her safe. She has multiple sclerosis. Me and my husband live in this house. We're slowly doing it up, but it is definitely our home. It's not my mom's and it's not ours. So I can't just come blustering in and take over and do everything how I want. And so my altar and all my witchcraft stuff, things, all my witchcraft items, how do I want to say that? I don't know. Anyway, all of my witchcraft bits and bobs are in my bedroom that I share with my husband, and until now that felt fine, but it's not what I wanted, but it was okay, you know, we deal with what we deal with. And then I was talking to my mom after watching a video of a witch here on YouTube who had created her own room, witchcraft room, and I've seen a few of these witchcraft room tours and things, and it's something that I've always wanted to have, and I just throw a comment, oh, that's something I've always wanted to have. My mum was like, why don't you then? We have this very small box room in our house, and many English houses have this. It's like a small little room that you can barely fit anything in, and it's kind of just the junk room. It's where you just shove things that you don't want to look at, and you shut the door quickly and pretend it doesn't exist. So my mum said, why don't I utilise this room instead of it being the room that we don't use? Actually utilise it. And so we got rid of the bed. It had a single bed in it, and next month, well, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be turning it into my witchcraft room. It doesn't need decorating anything, it just needs a couple of like cosmetic things doing to it. Like I want to cover the window because it looks straight out onto our road, and I don't want to be distracted when I'm meditating or when I'm doing any of my craft. I don't want people looking in, so I want to cover the window, and I want to get a rug. But otherwise, it's like good to go. So that video is coming. Trust me, when I do that room, it's going to be documented. How I'm going to set it up, all of that kind of thing. I'm going to be making sigils for protection. I'm going to be doing lots. Those sigils won't be on the video because, you know, you don't want to give all your protections away. But I will be doing the room out, and I will be showing you that process. And then I was thinking about this book saying, you know, you need to refresh your area, and I thought this is perfect. I'm going to move everything out of my bedroom so that I'm going to reclaim that space as a place to rest and relax. That room is going to get done up soon, and I was really excited about that. And so the idea of moving that stuff into another room and creating a new space really inspired me. It got me thinking so much about the sort of area that I want to have, and I felt that little witch inside me start to wake up and get excited about magic again. And just the idea of it, I started stirring in intentions into my drinks. I started adding spices to my cooking. I started doing the small pieces of very accessible and low energy witchcraft that I've done videos about before. I have a playlist. I'll leave a link to it down below so you can check those videos out. But I started doing the small little things that really were woven into my everyday that I'd stopped doing. So I started doing those things again. The idea of changing my space, changing the energy, refreshing, hitting the refresh button really got me inspired, and I just felt really good all of a sudden. It was like it was what I needed to just reawaken the dragon, as it were. So I really needed that. But I also need to honour where I am today, as well as planning ahead. I need to honour the fact that I have so much that I want to achieve in my journey, but also I need to rest from time to time. I need to take a little break and to not feel guilty about that. So I do want to just say to you, if you're struggling, it's okay. Take a little break. You know, you can still honour your gods and goddesses other ways than you imagine. Like, I've been wearing these bracelets every day. I wear them. So I have this one for Hecate. I have a little one here with a stag on it for Diana. I have this lapis lazuli neck with little angel wings on for Archangel Michael, and a black bracelet of protection for my ancestors. And I wear them every day, and putting them on with intention, like armor. They're like armor to me. Like I have my gods with me. When these are on, my gods and my ancestors are walking with me. That's the intention that I have when I put these on. And so I'm honouring them by doing that. And just that small 2-second, 5-minute, whatever I take, it changes every day, of just slipping these bracelets on and then taking them off. And I have like a little pot, it's like a little selenite crystal, and when I take my bracelets off at night and place them back onto that crystal to recharge overnight, that is honouring them as well. There are so many ways to honour your gods other than just praying at an altar, and I really needed to take a break to learn that and to really let that sink in, because we can't be there every day. We can't. We live in a world that's so different to how it was in the past, so different to those ideals that we have in our head, and we need to really be gentle with ourselves. So I have just been taking a few moments when I'm going to the bathroom at night, just before I get into bed, to just pray to my gods and ask for protection while I sleep. And I have this beautiful little moment with them. That's all I've been doing every day, but it feels enough at the moment, and I'm starting to feel that itch to get back to my altar, and I'm so excited to do it in my room. I'm starting to look for a rug, and I'm starting to think about how I'm going to cover my window. I've got some ideas up in my noggin, so we're getting there slowly but surely. But it's important to have these conversations. I've had a nickel break, but I'm coming back, and we've got crafting videos planned, and we've got doing up a witch room. We've got so many fun things coming up on the channel, and I hope you'll stick around to see those exciting things that are coming. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed this honest chat, and if you've been struggling, I hope that you find a way to refresh your practice and to refresh your altar and to refresh your space, so that you can get back to that inner witch and get her excited to be doing her thing again. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to head down below and leave it a cheeky little like. That way I know and YouTube knows that you enjoyed this video. While you're down there, drop me a comment. Let me know how you find the magic when you've had a break, or when you've been struggling to find that inner witch. Let me know down in the comments, because I would love to find more ways of connecting in my everyday life and to find that zhuzh again. And last but certainly not least, if you like my content and you like my face, don't forget to head down below, click that subscribe button, ring that little bell, so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays. My health permitting, I always do my very best to be here with you every week, twice a week. Take care, have a magical, lovely week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!